All right, this might come to a shocker the most. I kind of knew what was going to happen over the last 72 hours with this deal, but about a week or two ago, I was skeptical with the Houston Rockets be willing to give Chris Paul a max deal with that injury. Remember, that injury that Chris Paul had in the conference finals likely cost the Rockets an opportunity to play in the NBA finals, and I don't want to be the guy to start to speculate, but the Cleveland Cavaliers did get swept 4-0, and you got to believe that Houston Rockets team thought they had a good shot if they could get to the NBA finals against a depleted Cleveland Cavalier team that was pretty much playing on the backs of LeBron James. So a lot of people were skeptical. I was as of last week, but around the last 72 hours, I knew that Chris Paul was going to get that max deal that he wanted with the Houston Rockets. He signed. I don't know what broke down, but somehow, some way, Chris Paul did not want to become a Los Angeles Laker. He did not want to join LeBron in LA. He recruited LeBron to Houston. LeBron tried to, in return, reportedly recruit Chris Paul to LA. He did not want to do that. Chris Paul is comfortable. Chris Paul is happy in what he has in Houston. Chris Paul is a loyal dude. Remember, this is a guy who said when he was in LA and he decided to leave and go to Houston, he was shooting a commercial, and he literally had to leave the commercial because he was throwing up at the stomach, because the thought of him leaving, he having to take his family from West Coast to down south to Houston. So, I mean, he's a loyal dude. He got a new house built in Houston. He didn't want to leave. He's comfortable. He feels as though they have unfinished business. I think he just tweeted that out. He's got a 4-year, $160 million deal. I believe, and a lot of experts believe this around the league, that between Houston Rockets GM Daryl Morey and Chris Paul, when he decided to get traded or do the sign and trade with or actually just get traded to the Clippers from the Clippers to the Rockets last year, there was some sort of under the table agreement that no matter what, Daryl Morey will be willing to give this dude a extension, right? And not just a 1 or 2 year deal, which I thought would have been smarter, because I believe by the end of the 4-year deal, Chris Paul will be a shell of himself as a player, because he's already breaking down. His body is a shell of what it was, right? He can't stay healthy for an entire season. We've seen that. He missed a lot of games in the regular season, and it was lucky that he had the MVP covering his slack a lot of nights. So I would have gave him a 1 or 2 year deal, but reportedly there was some sort of under the table agreement between him and GM Daryl Morey. And I know you guys are like, so why did GM Daryl Morey just not break the agreement and offer Chris Paul a 1 or 2 year deal? Well, there's two things. Chris Paul might have felt disrespected and left. And also, with Chris Paul being well connected to the players in the league, also he's the president of the Players Association, you don't want to burn that bridge, and you don't want that to get around the league that you backstabbed one of the players in the back when y'all had an under the table agreement. That gets around. People not want to sign with your team because they look at you and they think you do bad business. So Chris Paul has signed a new deal, 4-year, $160 million deal. Please come back to my platform. We'll talk about where Trevor Ariza has just signed to, and it's not Houston. Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news into my platform. That's interesting because Chris Paul took a lot of money. Now the Rockets are going to have to turn their attention towards re-signing Clint Capella, who's a restricted free agent. I wouldn't give Clint Capella that type of money, but he does fit that Houston system, so we will see. Again, breaking news into my platform. Chris Paul has agreed to a 4-year, $160 million deal with the Houston Rockets. We'll keep you updated with more news like this. I'm out.
I want to salute you, homie, for building your own thing and doing your own thing, creating your own platform, your own website.
I got one life to live out my dreams, and I'm giving this thing all I got. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I represent the culture.
Right now you're turning up on MrTaliaferro.com, shawty.